Okay, tiny bird. So, gonna go on a big, long trip. Can you grab that?
Hello?
21-year-old Army Private Jim Stolper is planning to drive to his grandmother's funeral in Idaho with his 20-year-old wife Jennifer and their baby Clayton.
Yeah, I miss her too. I was quite driven to get to this funeral. I was a very family-oriented person, and the loss of any member of the family was hard on me.
Well, Kevin and me were thinking maybe you should just stay put for now. Well, it's nearly 1,000 miles, and the weather's going to get bad again.
Jim's mother and stepfather are already in Idaho and growing concerned about the weather.
Don't worry, Mom.
I was getting a little nervous because it was snowy, blizzardy, and I really did not want him traveling because it was bad all across the area.
Yes, of course, you're a great driver.
Jim's mom told us not to come.
No.
She's like, don't risk the weather, just stay there. She didn't want us to go for reasons that we didn't think were good enough to stay back, so we decided, nah, we're leaving anyways.
Poor Clay. He's gonna be stuck in this thing forever. What is it, like a 13-hour drive?
He'll sleep right through. Isn't that right, little boy? Are we good?
Severe blizzards are causing extensive road closures again today in California and Nevada.
Jim and Jennifer set off. They haven't made the 800-mile journey before, but reckon it'll take at least 12 hours. They head northeast from the San Francisco Bay towards Pocatello, Idaho. What they haven't bargained for are blizzards, which have already closed the main interstate highway, their most direct route.
Okay, so blizzard's right here. The I-80's closed.
Okay, let's go north and cut across east, which takes us onto the I-140 right here.
All the way to Pocatello.
We just thought, okay, here's where the roads are closed. This is the main part of the storm.
Here we go.
Let's take this road that goes way up and around it to try to just go. That's what we thought we were doing, was going around the storm. Little do we know it had already been through there and dumped a lot of snow on the ground. There was snow back on the road by this time. It was like getting pretty bad.
But we didn't want to slow down and stop, and at this point we're just figuring, okay, well, I can still see the road ahead of us, let's just keep going. This is a very minor road. We shouldn't have been on the road in the first place, but the sign that declared the road closed was buried in snow. The road was covered with just unbroken snow, and we were making the tracks now.
Where the hell are we? This map makes no sense. This is weird. It's totally deserted. Wait, you know what? I think we took a wrong turn back there. Jim! Jim, stop! Jim, we're in about 2 feet of snow! Jim, stop! You're making it worse! Jim, stop! Jim, stop! It's okay.
Right there was when fear hit me, like, oh, God, wow, that's a lot of snow. That's pretty deep.
It took a while to really figure out what really had just happened.
I can't believe this.
What is this stupid road anyway?
We were a little concerned. But people get stuck in the snow all the time, and it's not that much of an issue because there are other people around to help.
Oh, we are going nowhere tonight.
So we decided to just wait it out and hope for somebody to come along and help us.
Look, honey, we still got plenty of time to get to Idaho. If we don't freeze to death first.
It's not the end of the world. We'll flag somebody down tomorrow and go get us a tow truck or something.
Jim, Jennifer, and Clay spend an uneasy night in the truck. They have no idea they've driven off the Nevada backroads into the middle of a 5,000-acre wilderness.
We spent time getting cozy, using clothing and towels and whatever we could find to plug up any areas where cool air was getting in. Every now and then we would turn the truck on and get the heat going and listen on the radio for any news of a search for us, but we never heard anything.
F for fries.
Fries. Oh. No.
Just decided to kill the time by playing hangman and 20 questions.
M.
No.
Oh, man.
The food issue was always right there.
C for chocolate.
Oh, God, chocolate.
Hunger wasn't quite as bad as being as thirsty as we were.
Okay.
Surviving on very dry snow.
D.
A D. No. You are dead.
Man.
Ow.
We needed to go. Nobody's coming. We're alone. We're gonna have to do something to get Clayton and ourselves out of there.
We knew our shoes weren't waterproof, so we each put on some pantyhose, a couple of layers of socks, and we took the plastic from the dry cleaner bags that clothes were in to hopefully keep out the moisture.
Okay, little boy.
I was a little worried that he might freak out being in the dark and everything, but that kid was, I don't know, it's like he just knew. He just really knew what was happening. He was just really calm and okay with it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So from then on, I was a horse and Clay was the carriage.
The road that we were looking for was not here. We were heading in the wrong direction or something, because there's just nothing.
It's okay. It's all right. Honey, listen to me. Look at me, listen. We know there's a town back the way we came. We just follow our tracks back, okay? We'll follow the tracks, okay? It's all right. It's all right.
After my total freak out, we just pretty much realized that's what we're gonna have to do now. We were just gonna have to turn around and go back, miles and miles to the truck.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Come on. I got you.
Ow.
All right. All right.
Late that evening, we made it back to this big outcropping of rocks. Oh, it was so windy that it was blowing me over. It was just awful. We decided to try to find a little cove or just something to get out of the wind to protect ourselves.
We just used a sleeping bag and just threw it over the top of our bodies. Our feet were mostly exposed, but got as warm as we could and kind of slept for the night.
Jim? Can you hold Clay?
Sure. There you go. Hey, little man. Okay.
So we looked around and found a little cave in the rocks. And I thought maybe we could all get warm and rest again.
Are you okay in there?
Sure.
I was thinking, here we are in the middle of nowhere, now farther from the truck, no food. How the hell are we gonna get out of this?
Come and see for yourself.
Honey, I can't. I need to go on alone. You and Clay can stay in here out of the cold.
We said we'd stay together no matter what.
I need help, Jen. I have to keep going.
Please. Please don't leave me alone. What if you don't come back? Please.
I'll be back. Promise.
We kissed each other and told each other we loved each other, you know, just tons, and promised me that he would be back in 3 days.
Okay, so I said goodbye to my wife and baby, which could have been the last time I'd seen them alive, and went down the hill and marked the spot with a colorful sweatshirt, and don't think I looked back. I just turned into a machine and walked.
It was very, very frightening to watch him walk away. Very, I don't know, just didn't know if I was ever gonna see him again or if I was just gonna die here in the cave with my son or what, you know.
This was a seemingly never-ending task. Just walking and walking. That extreme isolation was the hardest thing to deal with. Kind of like being adrift at sea and nobody knows you're out there. You could scream as loud as you wanted and a bird might hear you. There was one point I could have swore that I heard Jennifer's voice not 10 feet behind me.
Keep going. Come on, Jim. Jim!
It scared me because I thought, did she die? Is this her telling me to continue going because Clayton's still alive out there alone now? Or I just didn't know what to think.
When the sun was shining, the snow would melt down and there'd be little puddles of water in the little nooks and crannies of the rocks. And I thought that maybe if I took a cloth belt, I could like suck on that to get water, anything just to get fluids in me. My feet really, really started hurting really bad. And my shoes were just looked frozen. I mean, they were solid. And I thought that it might be good to take them off, you know, to let my feet warm up. When I saw them, my feet were black and blue and really swollen, and I had never seen frostbite before, so I didn't really know that that's what it looked like. They started hurting really bad as they were thawing. I actually put them back in the snow to numb them back up again. I just wanted to make the pain go away, you know.
I knew that I must be getting close to something when the road was somewhat plowed. So that lightened my spirit a little bit. Then I could have swore that I saw a pickup truck. No, it can't be. Who would live out here? For an instant, I thought maybe I was hallucinating, but I didn't have time to second guess myself.
Help! 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 Listen, my wife and baby are out there.
I blurted out everything that had just happened, and this grizzled-looking, middle-of-nowhere living man, Dave Peterson, looked at me like I was just crazy.
Hey, tiny bird. We're gonna fly away real soon.
I would fall asleep and then wake up and check on Clay. That was hard. It was hard looking at his little face. He never cried once. It was almost like, I know, Mom, it's okay. But I didn't think it was okay at all because he wasn't really making any, he wasn't crying, it looked like he was slowly dying, is what it seemed like, because he just wasn't doing anything, just laying there. I had been sleeping. I woke up and I thought I had heard engine sounds. I didn't really know if I was still dreaming or if I was really hearing something. I sat there for a minute listening and I thought, okay, yeah, I think I really am hearing something here. And then that was when I saw the big bulldozer that was in front with the flashing light. And there was someone in it, and I just started waving and screaming, "Hey! Hey! Help!" It was really, it was amazing seeing those guys, you know, coming up there. And I've never been so happy to see two people, just strangers, in my entire life. I had Clayton in my arms already. I was just so anxious for them to come up there, and I just gave Dusty Clayton right away, and I knew he wasn't, you know, doing really well, but...
Is Jim okay?
They said, yeah, he's okay, or we wouldn't be here. And, I couldn't walk, so they had to carry me down the hill, and I felt really awful that they had to do that, and I looked awful. My hair was a big rat's nest, and I just kept apologizing to them. I'm sorry, I stink. Oh, and I was just so thirsty. I just begged, just please, do one of you guys have something to drink? And Dusty had an orange in his lunch from work.
Thank you.
Oh, it just looked like heaven. I mean, it was like, oh, an orange flavor. I gave some to Clay, right? Just stuck the little wedge, like, right in his mouth. He just really started sucking on, nursing on it.
the California Highway Patrol decided they would fly me to the hospital where Jim was headed. We kept trying to get information on Jennifer and the baby, and there just wasn't any. Just before we landed, we heard Jennifer had been found. I went in the bathroom and just slid right down to the floor and crying hysterically. And it was such a relief to finally hear that they were found, because 9 days of what they went through, it was just a miracle.
I was still pretty looped up on pain medicine when they arrived at the hospital. We were both extremely exhausted and still trying to work out in our heads what had just happened.
He looked really, really tired, but he looked good. I mean, he was alive, so that was, what mattered.
It wasn't as emotional as one would think. It was more nonverbal communication across the room, looking at each other in disbelief at what had just happened.
While Mike takes the boys skiing, his wife Mary stays at home with daughter Marisa.
A lot of people we know are going, but it's mostly dads and their sons. And I'll stay back and I'll keep Marisa.
Got you all myself tonight.
Mike and Matthew can hang out, and Mark can be with his friends, and it'll be a great Father-Son day.
For Mike, today's a rare break from duty and an opportunity for a boys' day out. He and the boys are traveling from their home in the Turkish capital, Ankara, up to the remote mountain resort of Kartalkaya.
By American standards, Kartalkaya is not a real big mountain. It's about 6,000 feet. We'd been there once, and we hadn't really totally explored the mountain, but it was, certainly a good place for us to go with the family.
And by the time Mike and Matthew reach the top of the lift, a solid bank of fog has rolled in from the Black Sea. Locals call it the Mister. It produces a whiteout, and the ski slope back down to the resort is no longer visible.
There's two different paths you could take, the left or the right.
It just was getting harder and harder to keep sight of the trail.
Snow just kept getting thicker and thicker. We started to realize that no one skied down this hill in quite some time.
We've lost the lift.
I think it's over there.
We'll have to sidestep up the slope.
Realizing that they've skied down the wrong way, Mike and Matthew start climbing back up the hill.
I kept thinking that we would get to the top of the hill, we'd look down and see the resort, the hotel, the wide open expanse, and we just found another hill up in front of us.
Dad, we're so lost.
Instead of going back up the way they came down, Mike has led his son round to the far side of the mountain. They're heading away from the ski resort into an icy wilderness.
Probably by now it's between 3:30 and 4, and it's already starting to look like the sun's going down, and it's getting on towards twilight.
Dad, you okay?
It's okay. I'm good.
Down at the ski resort, the bus home is about to leave.
Have you seen my dad?
Mark hasn't seen his dad and brother since lunchtime.
Have you seen my dad?
When I got to the bus, my brother and dad weren't there.
Have you seen my dad?
So I figure, the bus will have to wait a minute, but they'll show up, and they didn't.
We've gone miles by now. I just knew he couldn't go on. Matthew was just totally exhausted, cold and soaking wet. We were in a complete whiteout and the temperature was dropping by the minute. I just couldn't believe the situation I'd gotten myself into. I mean, it was like one moment we were having a nice time skiing in the sun, and then the next we were facing this terrible situation. We're already looking at darkness, and we're still not anywhere close to being able to connect with this bus.
Close to exhaustion, Mike and Matthew struggle on through heavy snow for 7 hours. As the temperature on the mountain drops, hypothermia and frostbite become a real danger.
As the bus drove away, it was pretty much that moment when I knew that something was really wrong. And I didn't know if I would see them ever again.
Mike and Matthew have passed a night on the mountain in a howling blizzard and freezing temperatures. Mike had decided they should stay put. As dawn breaks, their survival depends on being found soon. After an uncomfortable night, Matthew awakes cold, wet, and still exhausted.
We woke up kind of groggy that morning. I think because we had slept off and on the whole night. In the daylight, I was able to see there was like an opening in the rock.
Mike's survival training kicks in. When lost, find shelter and stay where you are.
It's a cave. We've been sitting on top of it all night. Come on, son.
They can stay in the cave and wait to be rescued.
Dad, gonna have another one.
I should save it for later. Here, get this off. Here. Wow, that's wet, huh? All right. Take mine. Put that on.
Dad, you know what? I don't think I can ski today.
That's okay. Because we're staying here tonight. First rule of survival: give people a chance to find us.
Yeah?
They'll be looking for us right now.
How will they find us?
The snow will stop soon. They'll find us.
I knew there were certain things that I could do to enhance our chances of being seen. Just took my skis and planted them as a big X, the international distress signal for skiers. I just hoped that there would be people come up and see those, and if they saw the skis, then they would be able to find us.
Mike and Matthew have been in freezing temperatures for 24 hours. The cave offers protection from the blizzard outside, but little else.
It was at that point I realized I was already getting that first warning sign of frostbite, which is this little white callus buildup on your hands, kind of a waxy look.
Here, let's get this off.
These boots were not doing a good job of keeping our feet warm.
Let's get a wet sock off.
Having looked at my own hands and seen the condition I was in, I decided, maybe I'd investigate Matthew's feet.
Dad, I can't feel my toes.
He was starting to experience some of the first stages of frostbite there on his feet, too.
Wiggle your toes. Get the circulation going. That's it. I'm not gonna put your boots back on. Here, give me your scarf.
Inside the cave, it was cold enough for water to freeze. The temperature dropped below freezing.
Let's get this one on.
Here we are in this tiny cave, this little crack in the mountain, in a raging blizzard, and we're both in the early stages of frostbite. If we didn't get help, we were just going to die on this mountain.
The ground search is cooled off as night falls. It can't begin again until morning.
Thanks a lot. All right, bye.
I'm getting phone calls. Well, it started out once a day, but that just wasn't enough.
No news yet, honey.
There's just too many hours where we didn't know what was going on, and so you get your hopes tweaked every once in a while, and it just seems like all the little hopes just keep getting put out.
One of our immediate needs was just keeping ourselves hydrated. The bottom line was that you really shouldn't be eating snow.
Better stop. Don't eat anymore.
You gradually lower your body temperature to the point where you get hyperthermic, and you're making your situation worse by just trying to keep yourselves alive.
What was that? Just a small animal, nothing to worry about. Remember when we were in the Mediterranean? All that Italian food? And you and Mark, you just wanted to eat burgers.
Yeah. Dad, I thought they would have come for us by now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they'll find us tomorrow.
Yeah, that was real fun.
It was nice to just focus a little bit on those little stories of the day and get our mind off this terrible situation that we're in.
Mike and Matthew are miles away on the other side of the mountain.
It's the fourth day, and all of a sudden we heard this helicopter sound.
Helicopter.
I didn't have much time to get outside. I didn't even have time to put my boots on. It came seemingly out of nowhere. I could even see the American flag painted on the side. It just flew right over the top of us and was gone. It never made two passes.
Mike realizes that the helicopters aren't looking for them where they are. They're flying over on their way to a search grid on the other side of the mountain.
My hopes took a plunge into despair.
They're never gonna find us, Dad.
Matt, listen. There's a ridge I'm gonna try and get to the top of. Maybe see a way out.
What's the point?
We gotta stay positive.
Matt, snap out of it!
Dad, you're wrong! We're never gonna get out of here! We're gonna die here!
Mike now faces the unthinkable. Matthew can't move. Mike won't leave without him. But if they wait to be rescued, they may die together. Mike's survival strategy is to wait to be found. He thinks the ski resort, and therefore rescue, is close by and visible from the top of the ridge. But as the days pass, his and Matthew's conditions are deteriorating.
I kind of did this morbid calculation that, you know, it'd be better to come back without my feet than not at all. I kept putting myself in that situation where I've left a family behind without a father. I just couldn't face the reality of that. I found myself looking at Matthew as he lay there sleeping, and he just looked so peaceful, almost like a little angel as he lay there sleeping, and I became aware of just how fragile he was.
One of the new developments is the Office of Special Investigations is coming over. Well, they just wanted pictures, you know, and as current as I could get them. They're talking about putting things in the paper, and I'm wondering, are they trying to figure out if they've found the bodies, what they would look like or something?
Next morning, during his daily explorations, Mike, though weakened by the cold and lack of food, decides to tackle the ridge.
We're hearing helicopter sounds for a long time. They've come by and they've flown directly overhead, but primarily they're over in this one area. That's probably where the ski resort is. They've done the calculation, how far is a father and a 10-year-old child gonna go? I tried it several times, and it seemed every time I did that, there were big boulders and trees falling, and I just could not get up on top of this ridge. I knew every time I put those boots back on, I was taking some already frostbitten tissue and aggravating it and doing damage.
I'm gonna go back up onto the ridge and take another look.
Mike attempts once again to climb the ridge.
I knew that at some point the search is going to be called off. You know, I'd already tried several times, but maybe I can try one more time and get up on this ridge.
From the top, Mike hopes to get a sense of where he and Matthew are.
I don't know why I was successful, but this time I was able to get up. I was able to see a panorama.
To Mike's surprise, the view doesn't reveal the ski resort. Instead, he sees a distant clump of cabins. But to go down to them might mean there was no way back up to Matthew.
I had this debate. What if you go to these cabins and you get there and there's nobody there, and now you're in a worse position? And the other voice was saying, well, what if you don't go? What if you just stay here and die? I'm losing energy by the day. I'm getting weaker by the moment. I sort of calculated at some point I'm gonna maybe go for help. It was kind of a now or nothing thing. The only way to decide this is to put this to Matthew and see how he's with this.
Matthew, listen. I've seen some cabins I think I can get to. I'm just not sure I can leave you behind.
You know what, Dad? Maybe you should go. Because if we stay here, they'll just be finding our bodies.
It was like he was giving me permission.
I'm gonna leave you my coat, okay? Don't try and leave the cave. I'll be back before nightfall.
Hardest decision I've ever made, to leave this child of mine behind. I woke up in such excruciating pain, and I imagine what it must be like to be burned, because frostbite is very much like a freezer burn. My feet had thawed and expanded to a third bigger. There's no way I could physically get these boots back on. I felt like a helpless child, you know. You know, I've lost control. Now I can't. Now there's no way I'm going to get back up to where Matthew is. There's no way I can get back.
Matthew is alone in the cave. Now Mike, too, is trapped, alone, exhausted, and unable to move.
I drifted off to sleep with this prayer on my lips, like, God, just help us, because it doesn't seem like anything I've done is getting it done.
Yard up! Yard up!
A band of loggers has been clearing the trail of fallen branches brought down by the snow, and by pure chance, they stumble on Mike.
There was a man at a shortwave radio, and they were telling me, well, we're in contact with these people that are out looking for your son. I knew that they were doing everything they could to go find him. By now, I mean, it's a sea of humanity. People are just flooding around this little cabin. And I can see the sea of people parting. And they're carrying this little package that was my son.
Hi, Dad.
Things were happening pretty quick. You know, they were getting in touch with all the embassy folks. Finally, they put Mary on, and I said, hey, dear, we've been separated a little bit, Matthew and I. but we're okay. Little did I know, she had no idea that we'd been separated for days. It was probably just as well.